Meetings in person? Really? This is the Mortgage Banking live stream. Welcome. This is the Mortgage Banking live stream. Today is September 2nd, 2021. I'm Troy at Garris Horn, and we are here to talk about business. We're here to talk about regulation. We're here to talk about anything you want to talk about. If you have any questions, contact me. My description contains my contact information below, and we are here to, thanks to the people calling in already, we are here to talk about whatever you want to talk about, but I cannot answer the phone while I'm on this live stream. You can text me, you can email, you can chat down in the chat box below, but I will not pick up the phone. Let's talk about meetings in person. I'll tell you, I just got back just yesterday actually from the Texas Mortgage Bankers Association meeting. This was the convention. They had a fantastic turnout. People were excited to be back in person, and I'll tell you, there is an energy that comes out in the context of people being in person. We've learned how to do online. We've learned how to do virtual. Everybody has muddled through that and have actually become pretty good at it. We've come up with some tools, some techniques that are way better than it used to be, and they're tools that people should be able to use and use well. And I think we've gotten a lot of practice that way. But I'll tell you, when you're in person, you see your friends, the people that you haven't seen in so long, just wonderful experiences. There were so many people there. A couple shouts out, KP, great seeing you. And I saw that you are continuing to stay active even from the ball game. That was fantastic, very cool. Hey, by the way, there's also going to be a Mortgage Bankers Association meeting, 12th to the 14th. This is reg compliance. So these are people, lawyers, and compliance officers and the like that are focused, especially on regulatory issues and compliance. That's going to be in DC. I'll be there as well, and that's an event that anybody in that space, anybody who's interested in that space, should not miss. And we are excited to see everybody there too. By the way, how do you like this fall look? I'll tell you though, it is still hot here. It's going to be close to 100 degrees today. Kind of uncalled for in the first week of September. We should have a switch of some kind, cool this place down. Business issues, mortgage apps are down a little bit, 2.4% from the week prior. This information out of the MBA, and of course they always have great information, always keeping their fingers on the pulse. And this is a bit of information that is important, and you should keep an eye on it. Mortgage apps are up a little bit some weeks, down a little bit some weeks, but it's important to make sure that you focus on that so that you see big changes, you know that something strange is going on. But our industry is still doing pretty well. I will tell you though, loans in forbearance are unchanged, averaging out at 3.25%. But let me drill down a little bit. What that means is 1.6 million homeowners currently in forbearance. And those forbearance periods, of course, will end at some point, and they will end in a phased sort of a way. But there's going to be some changes that people, homeowners, borrowers, are going to have to think about and get adjusted to. And let's think about the particular categories in which these forbearances are currently occurring. So in the private label and portfolio area, the current number is 7.18%. So that's way more than the 3.25 that is the average. 7.18%. Now that's the highest. In the Ginnie Mae servicing pools, those are that it's unchanged, but it's around 3.92%. So just under 4% of loans in Ginnies that are in forbearance, and so that's a little on the high side. It's certainly above the average. And then the Fannie Freddie loans, those are significantly lower at 1.66%, so well under 2, and that gives you a bit of a breakdown to the types of people that potentially are going to have a little bit more of a bump in the road coming up here in the relatively near future. And so it's something to think about, something to focus on. And also for the people that are in the business of making loans, gives you some idea about where some of the need might be in terms of potential marketplace and market share out there. And so think about that, because it could give you some ideas. Inventory in the housing market continues to be pretty low, and so this has resulted in some changes and evolution in the marketplace, and both in terms of people trying to get homes out there, and also in the context of people trying to look for homes, and some people sort of anecdotally anyways just kind of giving up at the moment, even though this time of year tends to be pretty strong as a general matter. There are a lot of people that I think what's happening is they have been involved in trying to place offers on homes. The offers haven't been accepted because there are multiple offers in a lot of different cities. And so they have just decided to either wait out this time period or focus their efforts at another location, or maybe they're just sitting back and thinking about building because there's a little bit of a more of a time horizon there that might, they think, work in their favor. Now, nobody really knows, but it's certainly something that the regulators are keeping an eye on, that the government's keeping an eye on, and for people in our industry should keep an eye on as well. And speaking of which, I'll tell you that just yesterday, the White House announced that they were going to take immediate steps to try to work on the affordable housing issue. Perhaps some people would call it a crisis in this country. There just aren't enough homes for people in that, especially in that more affordable category, for people that want to purchase. Now, it's true also in the rental market. Rents are going up on an average nationwide as well, and so that's creating some real pressures on people that are looking for homes, whether to buy or to rent. And so the White House announced that it was going to take, as part of its ongoing efforts in this regard, going to take immediate steps to increase affordable housing. They have a 3-year plan to, in its words, to create, preserve, and sell to homeowners and nonprofits approximately 100,000 homes that are in the affordable homes category. Now, they're doing this through a variety of different ways, but some of the ways that they're going to try to do this, and I can send you the information if you want. You can contact me, and I'll get you more of the detailed information. But they're going to try to increase the quality of rental homes. They're going to try to increase the numbers of, so the quality and quantity, so the quantity of manufactured housing and 2 to 4 family homes that are available out there for people who are looking for more affordable homes. And then they're also going to try to boost the numbers of single family homes that are available to families and not to investors. One of the issues that the White House believes, rightly or wrongly, and people can disagree on this, White House believes is causing some of the pressure and the lack of inventory is that people who are investors are coming out and buying up some of the inventory. That's true or it's not true. In fact, it's a good question. If people want to comment or want to discuss, that would be a great topic for conversation, because I think there are a lot of different angles and areas where people can disagree on that particular point. But they're also the White House is also going to be working with state and local communities to try to adopt programs that fit more for the specific localities in that regard. And so all of this is part of the Biden administration's efforts to address an issue which has been around for a long time, and it's been getting worse over time, but it's at least an initial attempt in this regard under the current administration. A couple other points. So in the regulatory sphere, FFIEC updated some guidance recently on how to effectively authenticate and manage risk in the context. This is mostly focused on digital banking, but in the cybersecurity context for financial services and risk more generally. Something you should take a look at if you're in a depository institution in particular, it's a place you have to be focused on in terms of this FFIEC guidance. But just generally speaking too, this is some great guidance, some good ideas, and because it's issued by the multiple agencies that are involved with FFIEC, it's a good place to be able to adopt or assess or implement regulation in a way that the regulators expect you to implement. So people should take a look at that. Again, similarly, if you need this information, let me know. I can send it to you. I also mentioned an area that is something that has been in the works for a long time. It's been important for a long time. And this is fair lending. This is an ongoing topic, an ongoing theme for us at the Mortgage Banking Livestream here. And this is just another development. I'll tell you, under the prior administration, a lot of people think that fair lending was not important under the prior administration. It was. I'll tell you, we have at my law firm, we have a lot of work that we do in that context, and I can promise you that fair lending was certainly on the radar under the former administration too, and the one before that, of course. And it does not change under the current one. In fact, if anything, it has gotten more important in recent times. But FHFA and HUD just entered into a memorandum of understanding with regard to fair lending. And they're going to try to focus on this. So the Secretary of HUD, Marcia Fudge, and the current FHFA acting director, Sandra Thompson, stated that they're going to be working together more closely. They're going to try to focus on these efforts in a way that makes sense, both from an efficiency standpoint and coordination standpoint. And so in this fair lending context, you should definitely stay tuned. We will be talking about that much more in the coming in the coming months, because this is an area that actually first very dear and near to my heart, but also in a way that they need to we need to make sure that people are aware of the information and the approach that the regulators are taking. I do wish, and I mentioned the White House's focus on affordable housing a few minutes ago, but I do wish that some of the state regulators would spend more time trying to come up with market-based strategies to incentivize people in the appropriate ways to create more affordable housing. And that doesn't usually mean just handing out money to anyone in any particular program that could skew home prices, could skew inventory, or could skew the ways that people address the shortages that are there. Because I think a lot of times what happens is people with really good intentions come up with programs that either are too complicated and clunky to have the businesses that provide services or products in this area. It's too clunky or cumbersome to become involved, so that a lot of players stay out, and it limits the supply, or it creates a situation where somebody's able to find a way around the supply and demand limitations and come out in a way that's better off for, not for the people that are intended to be served, but for others who are clever, smart business people, but nevertheless are able to take advantage of programs just because of the barriers that come up. Anyway, I do encourage people to be focused on, especially the fair lending side. I know, like I said, I just got back from Texas MBA, and a lot of people are focused on it there. A lot of people are interested in helping out the economy, helping out the world, helping out everyone who is involved in this industry. And that's one of the reasons that I love being in this industry. It is a fantastic industry. And by the way, I'll say a couple of things. Julie Gross, great to see you, Julie. I saw her. Fantastic conversation. Julie, I'm going to have you on the show very soon here. KP too, you and I talked about that. We're going to do that very soon as well. And just just so many great people. Doreen Gusar. Doreen, hope you're doing wonderfully out there. Hopefully we'll see you in DC. Denise Martinez, same thing. It's just wonderful, wonderful people. Thank you all so much for everything you do. If you have any questions, you have any topics you want to address, let me know. This is the Mortgage Banking Livestream. I'm Troy Garris. Garris Horn. We'll be talking soon.